Hi there, this is Erin from mymommyworld.com, and today I wanted to show you how to make a very easy and super simple coffee mug cozy for Mother's Day or any other holiday in which you might want to give a handmade gift. This is a crocheted coffee mug cozy, and I found the tutorial on Pinterest, and I'm linking to that in my blog post. And this is a very easy project for newbie crocheters like myself. I am by no means an expert crocheter, so you won't see a lot of crochet in this video actually. But I will link to a couple of ladies who I learned from. I actually just learned crocheting by watching YouTube videos like this one. And so I will link to a couple of my favorites here in my blog post. But I just want to show you how simple this is. I've made a couple of other ones earlier, and I want to show you the difference real quick. This one I used kind of a straight coffee mug, if you will. This is my husband's coffee mug, and you can see like the sides are straight up and down, and that's the type of mug that you want, especially if you're new and you're not really experienced at crocheting. Because I want to show you, I have this other coffee mug that I love. It's actually a Christmas coffee mug, but it's my favorite because it has a pretty color inside. But as you can see, it's kind of got a tapered side here. And unless you're more advanced, you probably want to stay away from this kind, because what you'll have to do is to decrease your stitches as you go down the mug. And for me, that was kind of hard. This is not the best shape, actually. It's kind of ugly. But I just wanted to show you, unless you're really experienced, or if you have a pattern, which I didn't, I just kind of used the mug as a guide. It's okay, but it's kind of, you know, it doesn't fit really well, and it was just hard. So if you can, stick with a mug that's got straight sides. Now this one I actually ordered. I went out to Target and a couple other stores in my area, and I could not find any mugs that were that had straight sides. All the mugs now that I could find had a tapered side, or they were kind of rounded at the bottom. So what I ended up doing is going online, and I ordered this one for my mom for Mother's Day. This one is from vistaprint.com. And I will leave the link for you in my blog post. Shutterfly actually has some really pretty ones too, if you want to do kind of a personalized one like this. Otherwise, a plain old mug will do, as long as you can find one with straight sides. So, to begin, you'll want to make a series of chains to go around the length of your mug. And every mug's going to be different, so you know, you really just need to use your own mug as a guide. So I will do a quick demonstration. Again, I am a very new crocheter, so please find some other videos if you really want to learn how to crochet, because I am just beginning like you. So what I've done is make a slip knot, and I am using a size I crochet hook, just what I had on hand, and I'm using some, I believe this is called medium weight yarn, just, you know, a basic yarn. I got this one at Hobby Lobby, I think. So in order to do a chain stitch, it's very, very easy. You just take your yarn over, and I hold mine down like this, and you'll pull it through with your hook, just like that. And I know it's kind of hard to see on this white yarn, but you'll want to do as many stitches as you need to in order to fit this around your mug. Now, one thing I just want to mention real quick is that you do need to leave a gap here for your handle to fit through, like this one does, so that you can fit the handle through. And you know, again, you just need to use your mug as a guide. The tutorial that I'm linking to actually recommends that you make your chain stitches bigger than the circumference of your mug, and I didn't feel like that worked for me. I think you need to make them shorter. So just check with your own mug and see what works best for you. Okay, so I've made my row of chain stitches, and as you can see, it fits around my mug. So the next thing I want to do, I'm actually going to put an extra stitch at the end so I have enough room. I'm going to go and make a series of rows of single crochet. So in order to do that, I will go in, not this first stitch here, but the second one. Okay, grab some yarn through, put the yarn over the hook, and pull through 2 loops. And that's a single crochet. So I want to do a single crochet in each of these chain stitches until I get to the end. When I get to the end, I'm going to chain 1 stitch and turn my work around and go back in the other direction. And I will keep making rows of single crochet until, just like that, until I come up to up the side of my mug. And so I'll do that and I will come back. Okay, now I'm done with my single crochet, and I've made a rectangle to fit around my mug, leaving a little gap there for the handle. Now your rectangle is going to differ depending on what type of mug you have. Mine is about 3 inches by almost 10 inches. And as you can see, when you wrap your rectangle around your mug, you want to leave some space here at the top for your lips to drink your coffee or your tea or whatever you're drinking. And the size of your gap will probably depend on the size hook that you're using and the yarn that you're using as well. So as you go, just kind of test your work and see if that's enough room or if you need to add another row, whatever. But so very simple, very easy for beginners. Now, what we're going to do is actually turn it over so that our chain stitchings are going to be on the top. Because what we're going to do next is to make a row of chain stitches and connect them to this part over here to kind of make a little connection. And then we can go back along those chains to do a single crochet along here to connect that and make that thicker. Okay, so I'll do that and then I'll come right back. Okay, so I measured and found that I only needed 3 chain stitches to fill in this gap here. So what we'll do next is just attach it to the other side, and I don't really know the name of this stitch because I'm a beginner, so I've just inserted my hook into a piece of the side here, and I'm going to put my yarn over and go through. So I've connected both of those. Now what I'm going to do is go along this edge and kind of clean it up a little bit, and these are not really clean stitches here, so you just kind of grab the yarn wherever there's room, and I'm just going to do kind of a, and again I don't know the name of this stitch either, I'm so sorry, I'm really a newbie at crocheting. So just like this, and that's going to make kind of a nicer finish for your coffee cozy. So I'm going to do that, and then I will flip my work around and go back down the edge because you want to come back down to the bottom. We're going to kind of reinforce this. So I'll be back. Okay, so I finished off the edges of my gap here. So what I did when I did my chain stitches, I went and did 3 chain stitches, and then I believe it's called a slip stitch. I slip stitched up the side and then back down to kind of finish it off a little bit nicer, make it a little neater. And then as you can see here, my mug does not have a very big gap here at the bottom, so, and I did the a single crochet just to make it thick enough to, but it's, as you can see, it is kind of bulging here, but if you have enough space here on the side, you can totally do a single crochet down the edge. But as you can see, my gap is a little bit tight there, and I didn't want to add any extra bulk, so I just did a slip stitch. And then I came up here doing the slip stitch again to kind of finish that off and make that look neat. So now we've got our main body left, and all there is left to do is to attach a button here, which I will do with a yarn needle and some of my yarn. And then what we're going to do is do a series of chain stitches, and again you'll have to use your mug to measure, because it'll depend on the size of your mug and how big your button is and where you put your button. But you'll want to put your button on first, just sew it on with a yarn needle and some of your yarn. And just using my loop here as an example from where I left it off, you're going to make a row of chain stitches long enough to come over the handle of your mug and wrap around, pretend there's a button there, wrap around your button, and it'll hold your mug cozy in place, so it won't slip up and down like mine's doing right now. So I will do that and come back and show you the finished product. Okay, so as you can see, I've sewed my button on, and I made some chain stitches long enough to go around my button, measuring using my mug, of course. And so now that I've got the length that I want, I'm going to attach this back to make a loop. And so all I've done with my other ones is do another slip stitch. I'll try to show you this here. So just go back somewhere in the beginning where you started and do like a slip stitch to connect that together. And if you want to, you can kind of reinforce it by doing a couple extra kind of stitches there just to kind of hold it in place. And when you're done, you just want to tie it off here, and then using your yarn needle, kind of weave the stitches, weave these tail ends. So I will thread the needle with this tail end and kind of weave them through a little bit, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, and so there you have the finished coffee mug cozy. It's kind of a cute little sweater for your coffee or tea, and I think it helps keep your coffee a little bit warmer in the winter time especially. And it's really easy to take off and you know, put this in the dishwasher, and you can wash this as well. So I hope you enjoyed this coffee mug tutorial. Please visit my blog, mymommyworld.com, for more interesting crafts and mommy tips. Thanks a lot.